Please keep in mind, if you are left side dominant, they're represented by the purple bows on the left side of the rack. I'm going to grab my bow. I'm going to head to the line and place my bow on myself. Remember, we are shooting from a shorter distance to start out. This is your first time, so I'm going to supervise your first shot. You should be straddling the line. You will wait till you hear one whistle. One whistle means shoot. I'm going to pick my bow up and go through my 11 steps to archery success. Knocking means that I twist the arrow. My hand is facing down. I pull the arrow out. It faces the floor or it faces the target. I cross over the bow. I'm twisting to make sure that the opposite color is facing me. I clip it to the strings. You get it clear. At this point in time, now I can make my shot. Breathing, drawing into the arrow, and I go through my steps. From there, I continue on. Same process. I can twist the arrow, maintaining the arrow at the ground or at the target only. It clicks in. Once again. Third arrow. Oops, I dropped my arrow. Please keep in mind, when the arrow falls to the floor, simply raise your hand. One of the other instructors will reward you for following safety procedures by giving you another arrow. Arrow goes into the quiver. I follow through my 11 steps once again. Once I'm done, I return my bow to the rack. Return to the waiting line in order for us to continue. Now is your opportunity to shoot your first shots. If I can get my 8 students that are going to be working here spread out across the waiting line, we will get started. Miss Pierre, you can work with me for this one. And if you can grab that end of the shooting line for me, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Miami make 8, I believe. She's working with me first. She's gonna work with me.
What do you want?
All right, so I have all those behind the waiting line. Ready to go. You have both on toes right on the waiting line. Remember, I'm the light way to be one left eye dominant, if possible, and one right eye dominant.
You're right. Well, no, I know you feel it, but. All right, so feel free to stand over here, Megan, and then Principal Massey is going to begin with the welcome.
So I'm doing this, I'm like for the request ethics special questions, but I'm taking the safety.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to H.D. Woodson STEM Academy High School. Well, we are so excited. Our walls and halls are filled with joy as we are getting ready to welcome our students back for the 21-22 school year. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to introduce our leader, our Chancellor, Dr. Lewis Ferebee.
Good afternoon. Thank you for that introduction. I'm excited to be here today, learning a little bit about archery. And it's exciting to see our teachers here back in our buildings preparing for a successful start to the school year on Monday, August the 30th. What I'm seeing today is a representation of what's happening all across the district as teachers are preparing to deliver content, reconnect with students and families, and ensure that our young people have what they need as they return back to the classroom. As a part of this training, we know that teachers are getting better with their craft, but we're also updating them on our policies and procedures and protocol, particularly with health and safety. We have 3 pillars that we're grounding in this school year, and that is to screen, prevent, and inform. So I'm going to start with our prevention efforts. As you can see today, everyone will be required to wear masks and face covering across our campuses. And we have our HVAC enhancements. We are also ensuring that all of our staff members have access to cleaning supplies and materials. And then for our screening, we will have the capability of providing asymptomatic and symptomatic testing for staff and students. And then anytime there is a positive case, we always inform staff and students accordingly to ensure that families are informed. We're really excited to get students back into our schools. We know that that is the best place for them to learn. In addition to the academic development of our students, we know learning how to ride a bike, learning how to compete with archery. There are a number of wide-ranging activities that we know students will enjoy, but also contributes to their development. Keeping them moving, keeping them active, and the ability to compete with their peers is something a lot of our young people haven't had the ability to do for months. And our educators and myself are excited to have them back on the campus to do that. To share a little bit more about the training that we're providing here today, specifically for our health and physical education staff, we have our director, Miriam, Kenyon, who is leading our health and physical education efforts across the district, and she'll share a little bit more about the training that teachers are experiencing today.
Thank you, Dr. Ferebee. Again, I'm Miriam Kenyon. I'm the Director of Health and Physical Education, and welcome to our annual professional development. We're excited to have students back in person, and we want to make sure that we're getting going all of the fun things that we do in physical education to prepare them for being a lifelong, have lifelong skills. So today we have archery training, we have parkour training, we have our biking training, we also have CPR, and our Sexual Health Safety Act training as well. So I want to just welcome you to go ahead and take a look at our ongoing archery training right now.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
WTOP.
Hi.
Megan Cloherty with WTOP. I can't help but notice that the archery is spaced out, right? So are some of these activities chosen based on the distance, and can you explain why they were chosen?
Well, archery is always spaced out. So that's one of the safety protocols. We actually have a lot of safety protocols in all of the things that we do in physical education, but this is absolutely one of those things that we can still do during COVID. So this is why we want to make sure that our staff is retrained and ready to go with these types of safe activities.
Thank you. Chancellor, I have a few questions for you.
Sure.
Obviously, we have a week to go here. Everybody's getting excited. I don't want to focus on the negative, but we've been hearing a lot from parents, as I'm sure you have. Today, we saw that the School Board of Education sent a letter to the saying a lot of parents have concerns, want the LEAs to be able to add a hybrid or a virtual option. I know you've been asked this many times, a week ahead of the start of school. Is there any reconsideration to offer that to parents who are concerned about their child coming during the Delta variant uprise?
Yeah, not at this time. We're actually less than a week from start of school. We will be receiving students back on Monday. Our staff have planned accordingly, and as I said earlier, we believe the best place for students to learn is in the classroom. We know that there are some students, for medical reasons, may need to learn virtually. We provided that exemption accordingly. We're encouraging families to have that form completed by their licensed physician. if they would like to pursue that option, but we are not extending virtual learning to students beyond the medical exemption that's currently being implemented.
Are you concerned as an educator, I mean, given what we've all been through in the last 15, 16 months, that this is going to mean that some parents hold their kids back? I mean, that we're going to see this in enrollment because this virtual option wasn't offered?
Yeah, I think we can't predict what will happen with families as we start the school year. What we do know is that we've heard from the vast majority of our families who said, hey, my child hasn't been in school for over 18 months. I'm ready to send them back in school. So what we do hear is excitement. We do hear from some families that there's some reservation, and many of our schools, as HD Woodson has and many schools across the district, it gives families opportunity to come and see. Our health and safety protocols. And the most important thing I want families to know is we've done this. We've done it over the summer. We did it last school year. We have experience with how to operate schools safely, and we expect that we'll continue to do that. But when I'm asked about these questions, the point that I want to be really clear about is the best thing, the most important thing that we can all do to continue to have operations in school. If you're 12 and older, we need everybody to get vaccinated. That allows us to mitigate the transmission of COVID in our community, which allows us to operate schools successfully.
I just have one more. This is something that was written to the mayor today. We're a couple days out from school. It's important that I ask this question because families want to know. If their child is able to go to school, but say they have a vulnerable parent, a vulnerable grandparent that they're living with, should DCPS provide students the option of an exception to learn virtually or to learn in some other way if they feel like coming to school is going to put somebody at risk at their house? Yeah,
again, like I said, the most important thing that they can do for themselves and their entire household is to get vaccinated. We know the data is clear. Yeah, so under 12, we will continue to consider options for those students, but right now, we expect those students to be in school like all of our students in the district that are under the age of 12.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.
We now return to our previously scheduled program, already in progress.